Most people don't do any dedicated calf training, and depending on the person with their genetics and their overall routine, it might not be necessary for them, but it might not necessarily be right for you to skip out on calves. And if you have pencil thin calves or feel like you just need to work on increasing the size or strength of your calves, I have some tips for you to work on consistent growth and strength in your calves, even at home with no weights and no gym access. Calves is probably one of the easiest exercises to train, but you can't just stand on flat ground and start to go up onto your tiptoes. That is not going to make you progress in a meaningful way. There are a couple main factors that you need to think about when training calves, but it really isn't that complicated and it's very simple to apply at home without any weights. The most important factor when training your calves is to get your heel down into a deep stretch position so that you get as much stretch in the calf as possible. Now, this is going to bring us into the talk that is all the rage recently about long length partials and whether or not they are better or equal to or worse than full range of motions. Now, regardless of how that all plays out, there are studies on calves specifically using long length partials and training mostly in the bottom half of the stretched position and not even going to peak contraction, which for most people is the most difficult part of that exercise anyways, and just sticking with a deep stretch on your calves with your heels sinking way down and then raising up to a neutral position, not even extending up above. And that showed more growth in the calf muscles compared to trying to use a full range of motion. So what I want you to take from that is two things. One, the stretch is essential and it is the most important factor in exercising and training your calves. And two, don't worry so much about getting all the way up on your toes and getting a peak contraction as high as possible. As long as you're getting to a neutral position, you're gonna make significant progress. So how can you do this easily at home? Well, all you need is something to elevate your toes on, the balls of your feet up onto what I think is the easiest thing is a step. You can use a variety of other things, but you want it to be high enough that you can get your heel down as low as possible so your calf stretches as much as possible. And you also want it to be steady and sturdy so there's no risk of you falling or rolling or twisting an ankle. You also ideally want something to hold on to just in case you are struggling with balance in this position. You can start off with 2 feet and build yourself up, or you can start off with 1. And even if 1 foot is too easy and you're repping out 30 reps with a single calf, you can throw on a backpack. Put a bottle of water in there, put a bunch of books in there, whatever it may be, weigh yourself down a little bit with a backpack. Or if you do have dumbbells or something else heavy that's laying around, hold that in one hand while supporting yourself with the other so that you can add weight and continue to progressively overload this exercise. It won't take very much time and it's easy to do at home. So that is all you need to know in order to build your calves effectively at home with little or no weights.